The title of the poem is So Long. The trust people have in you ain't gonna be there. Just you've been praised so long. Some have become object of ridicule and shame after enjoying honor 30 years. Your career ain't sure just because you've been moving up in leaps and bounds for so long. Some have lost retirement benefits after working 30 years. Your wealth ain't secure simply because you've been an icon of generational prosperity. Some have become bankrupt after enjoying stupendous riches for 30 years. Your brilliance and winning streak ain't confirmed just because you are gifted, tabi you are talented. Some have become forgotten after glowing in the limelight for 30 years. Your health ain't wahala free just because God's been keeping you ill and hearty for so long. Some have fallen grievously sick after walking in divine health for 30 years. Your marriage ain't a sure banker just because you've been married for so long. Some have divorced after being married for 30 years. Your family ain't trouble-proof just because love has been there for so long. Some families fell apart after being together for 30 years. Your victory over sexual temptation ain't permanent just because God has kept you standing for so long. Some have sexually molested children after standing for 30 years. Your relationship with the Holy Ghost ain't gonna remain on fire just because you've been hearing His voice for so long. Some have turned to evil spirits and mediums after prophesying 30 years. Your Christian faith ain't sure, ain't secure just because you've been a believer for so long. Some denied Christ after being pastors and ministers for 30 years. You're making heaven ain't certain because you've been working with God for so long. Some did not make heaven after being Christians and church members for 30 years. So waiting be the cocoa of the matter self. My people, let's stop living with a false sense of security. Let's be watchful and sober. Satan left Jesus for a season. Our enemy ain't on vacation yet. He prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking whom to devour. Even Jesus cautioned us to watch and pray. Therefore, let him that thinks he stands take heed lest he falls. Thank you.
Please continue to the glory of God. Continue to